Welcome back to Timberborn and our Oasis playthrough, which is a build of Timberborn for the version 1 for release, which I assume will happen next year, maybe within 3 months of, or maybe getting close to, or maybe already released by the watching this video. I don't really know. You never know what's going on, but it's not at this precise moment. So I'm working on a thing of 6 months. So this is why at the moment you get a lot of videos of this experimental because it's got new features and new this and new things like that. So keep with it. Every week we have 3. Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I think. Unless I move one around, it's very unusual. But let's get into it. We've got a drought again. From last time, I've got a lot more water here. I could have used this for other things, but at the moment it's used for that. I was running out of logs, which I basically chopped this down and redone this because of I've got the resin. I don't particularly want to touch this, although I could do because there's so much trees there. It's just unreal. I've got potato in this section now. Let me do another one. Apparently, we've got that. And I've got the carrots here to try and, let's see if we can get this potentially to 1-to-1. So our full situation, you see, the better I do the well-being, the longer the beavers will last, so we're not churning through them. So that's a good thing. We've got a hell of a lot of wheat here. Which, as you can see, is not really getting cut. And the reason why it's not getting cut is I haven't really got a lot of space for wheat, actually, which is something that I'm definitely going to need to do. Now, all of this is all coming to a head here, as from last time, I was building the sort of the ultimate power system for this. I'm going to put these on, and then if I do need some more, I will connect these on, and if I want some more, I'm going to be tripping out on dirt excavators. The trouble is they're very power hungry. I think that's gone down, actually. I'm sure they were 270, but I might have been wrong. You never know whether you're right and wrong in this game. So now we're going to build these. This is going to come through. It would have been nice to consider getting this as trees as well, which you can do, and I can do that from potentially here. So I might just build a couple of. I mean, why not? I then don't have to build the bottom bit. I might as well do this way. There, and obviously we do this. It's not ideal because it is far away, but you know what they say, it is what it is. We've got I've got 2,000 places with logs, but I haven't got a massive amount of logs that I can actually get at this precise moment. I should be able to theoretically get the lot. And I'll do that, and we'll do that when it comes through. I have got this churning through this logs here, or I was. Now it's actually being fully cut down, so we might as well get rid of them. I'm not going to obviously get rid of them because these don't cost me to build, so, and I don't get nothing back for them anyway, if I remember rightly, so there's absolutely no point. It might actually pay dividends to start taking this down and thinking about this It doesn't cost logs, so I'm going to get rid of this. This is scrap and metal. What have I got there? I'm getting treated. The treated plank situation is there. I'm planning on getting rid of this. That's technically not ideal, but it'll do again. We using this down here, to be honest. Now I know I originally had it all there, but I don't have that much room to maneuver. No, I'll just leave that. I'm going to copy this setting. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to obviously set them to a thing, and then when these are built, they'll just put themselves in there. They'll put them in there. I'm just waiting for the beavers to wake up. So we are getting our situation here resolved. We've got a 600 power. That should technically run the 2 of them. 3 of them almost. So I may not need this. I'm building it now, so I may as well just leave it. It will help, like I said, it'll help to power another sets of industry. Last play, I did get this this running. I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do with it. And we put some extra power on to get them, you know, in between these two. So there's power central. Well, that's good. And I've got 800. I've got to be very careful with the logs. Because this, you know, all this gets using logs. All this is using logs. And we're using logs to obviously build things, so we've got to get the logs in. So any chance I get to see if I can, for a better word, scampings get. It's an English term. Until I get these 3, I'll not. Although what I could do to get this running is do that, and then. Once this is built, take this out, do a hickey over there, if you like. And unfortunately, though, I have to take this out, which will probably make them go, oh, we can't get through. Run that. I might as well build this, even though it's going to slow things down. And get this little section running, because then they can walk over there, and we won't have any problems unless I don't do that. It won't work. It's almost done. We're almost there. And then the advantage is if I want this to be done, I don't have to worry. Building this probably what way here was actually a good idea anyway, because I'm going to have to walk around. They're saying that that's quite a lot of planks. And each one wants a log to be able to do it, but still. We know it is what it is. Got a lot of gears here. Treated 100 something, and I've got the other, so that's enough. That's not enough here for that. That would be 200, and I'm not obviously getting them. The only way to do this, to force this, would be actually to set these to empty. That would then get sent up to here. Well, when I enable these, I want to get on with them. I don't want to be messing about. That's done, so I can turn that one on. These are almost done. This is almost done. I'm going to force that to be up top. because I like to get this. It's only like there's only a couple in here, but it's trees nonetheless, and that's what we, all dead trees. They're not going to regrow again or anything like that, so it's absolutely pointless. And I have an absolute. I've got 1,000. I'm only pulling 400 off here. Yeah, so I'm going to move this by the maple pastries, this section here, up to where this is, and fill this gap in. So that's what we're going to do. That was not what I wanted to do either. That was definitely not what I wanted to do. Because I wanted to fill this in. That's still not running. It's still got 50. It's about to, oh yes. It's because it can't do this, can it? So it needs to get this first before it'll do that. That's good. I ain't got a problem with that. Always when you come back to a thing, you have to sort of slightly familiarise yourself again with what you were doing. I also need to sort some of this out. And maybe put some dirt in there to flatten so I can get more. So I can either build another one, maybe, here. We haven't got the explosives or anything like that at the moment. Because I haven't got any bad water. It's very unusual that I've left it this long. I think this is the longest I've left at any video before getting bad water. I've got a couple, but that was only because of this here. So we'll work on all of these things as we're doing. That can come down. I think that can come down. And we get all this done. It's just, I just want to get it on this bank because this is where I'm going to do some storage for these sort of things. I'm going to have a double storage. So I'm going to have a storage for the raw materials because that's what they want. And then I'm going to have a storage for the eatable of that. For example, wheat is the wheat, like this is the raw material, and then it gets changed into flour by these, and then it gets used in the bakery. So they're all next to each other. It all makes sense, which is what I want. And now we got this built again. This is good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put this on fast forward, and I'm also going to do this because now this is built. Obviously, we're not going to get any power, so I can't really do much until I know that this is ready. I've got 1,000 logs. I am increasing the log situation and I'm not using it. Obviously, this is nothing. What do you mean nothing in range? Cut trees. That would have been a bit of a silly thing. So we'll do that. It's not the first time I do that. I'm wondering why I'm not actually cutting any trees in the first place. Right, that'll now be getting done. I've got that gives me 100 and something. I still like a lot more, so I might as well. Come on, select. I have to do that to select. It's the gears. I've got 200 in gears. I'm gonna need an extra gears. Basically, I'm gonna need this again, aren't I? So let's get a storage again. And get that there. Get that there. Oh, I think I can do that. I think just copying that. No. Duplicating that, I think would work. if I copy that, and then I copy that, and then I copy that, I'll at least have gears, these and that, and have all that in. And then that way all I've got to do is get it to fill all that up. I think things like gears are here, so they could be emptied. We could just empty them and get them put somewhere else. It's going to be a bit of a pain when I want to build something else and they're not anywhere near where I want to be, but don't want to be going back and forth. I might as well do it while I'm still trying to get everything. I mean, this is 200. This has already got most of the stuff in there. Now we've got another, so that would be 150. Why is that filling? I always wonder why is it filling that up and not that first. Now it's going to fill this up. Right, okay. 200. Now do this. It's like as if this one gets the priority because I've just built it. Instead of looking and saying, is there anything else near this? Yeah, we'll put it in there. Which to me makes more sense, but that's how it is. Yeah, I'm not... I've also got the metal there as well. So what I'll do is I'm going to do this as well. This will send the metal back to here. So we've got everything that we need. Relatively everything I need to... Yeah, they have. There's all the rest of the gears then. Must be some gears somewhere. There's none in there. There's none in... No, there you go. 303. So I think there's enough to start the process of building this. There's certainly the power. No, these isn't the power actually. But it would be worth... It would actually be worth building this. The only slight snag is I may not have enough beavers to actually run it because we've got 4. So I am willing to turn 2 sets on. That's 18 beds, and each one I think is it 4 or 8? Can't remember. It's not telling me. 4 workers. So that would be enough. In fact, that would be 12. But obviously, if I want some more, then we'll worry about that when it comes. I got that. I can get rid of that. Exclusively, I can have something here. The slight issue I have is it's going to take quite some plank and logs, isn't it? It's not. Well, that's okay. This needs to be wheat. So we got wheat and flour and everything else. I could eventually use. Why is that actually going there? I have no idea why that she's on there, to be honest. Right, there we go. So we've just wazzed in 21. That's got to have to be careful because there's more food and more water. If you think 21 times 3 is water a day. So I may have to start. Oh, I've done a garden sin and done this again. Do you know the amount of times I've done that? I forgot to turn that off. This is now going to be dead. So I'm just going to kill everything. Well done, Piggy. Not the first time I've done that in this playthrough, and won't be the last. But the most annoying thing is it's the wheat that takes 10 days. But if we look at the amount of flour that I've got, it's not really, it's not the worst in the world. So it's not going to starve us because we've got the miserable paper result that will make up the difference of the problem. So yeah, I've killed all of that, but bugger, as we say. Right, let's turn that back on. Oh, I know why this isn't working, because I don't have a thing to build it. So now this is going to come back on. We have the 4, but I might as well turn them off because I don't have the water. The bad water's not coming through. So we get this running, and that leaves. Should leave enough left to even put this one back on. This is why I like to get this. I like to get what some players would do is they would leave it where it is and then get it sent over under zipline. But I'm preempting all this, so that way this will, build a lot faster when it's over here. So that's the way I like to do it. As you can see here, now they're just going to absolutely obliterate this. Which before it would be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I can't do anything. I can't run them anyway, so it made sense to store that. And obviously the gears here are almost. We've got another set of gears. I can do this as well. So then I'm going to enable this. So I'm going to run all 3, which hopefully will be enough. Got this here, so I know I've got enough because each one has 4. And I'm going to run that, but then I'm going to pause it. I might just pause that because I haven't got any power into running this. But when I get the dirt, now this is the Achilles heel. Where am I going to put the dirt for this? Because this is going to absolutely rank up. Now we've got this storage. Really, I suppose in a way is where the hell do I want to store the damn thing? But I suppose it would be best to have it close. 2 and 3. We do that. But I'm going to pause these for now because they take gears and things. I've got the gears, I've got the planks, I've got the logs, I've got everything there, but I've just run out of gears relatively. These 3 are all done. That's a massive amount of dirt excavators. I am so peeved with myself for killing that call this. This is just dead as a doornail. Dead as dead can be. Which shouldn't happen. But because I'm sucking so much water out, like all this. I mean, I've got enough water to sink the old battleship. This will come back and then we'll start doing this. Now you can see. So now we're going to wait 6 days before we get any sort of food. We should be okay up here though. Actually saying that though, we've got the food up here. This'll sustain us a little bit. And the pastries will sustain us as well. So it's probably not much of a problem. It's just annoying that I've got to now wait 10 days for this that I had it all full. It was all ready to, I just didn't have the capacity to actually do anything with it. Which, as you can imagine, is a bit annoying. We're waiting for this to actually start pumping out some. I don't know why this is waiting so long. The only slight problem I've noticed with this situation is if I want these aquifers, I'm going to have to drain them, like I said in several previous videos, but they do come from this one. So the only option would be to redirect the badwater away from this, so I can drain it, and you know, here we go. Now we're slicing and dicing through here. Let's slice and dice again. Let's slice and dice again. Right. How much power? I need 600, and I've got 1,000. So I got 1,000 with this lot already. I'd still like to get more gears, and I'd still like another set, another set to. Because I'm going to need them anyway. Because I'm putting down. The only problem is I think I've maybe gone slightly far, and I think it will take this edge out. Ah, what the hell? I can build that edge again. As you can see, it's just cutting down. Don't understand why it stopped. Don't make sense with that. I'll build these. I'll build this, build this, build this before we go any further. I still need 60 gears, but I haven't got the... No, I'm going to enable this. Planks are fine. The thing is fine. That's... I'm not getting any more water out at this precise moment, but I am in a minute. So I'm going to put these back on. This has to be... But it cannot. How are we doing with the inventors? Right then, we have an issue. But no inventors. Not that I'm really bothered about that. But we got 25. That's the 25 that's going to be growing up soon to help with this. So I'm slightly happy with this. I've got 91 wheat left, and I've got quite a bit of wheat flour. But obviously, like I said, the idea is to move this industry to better serve this. Well, serve the food, I should say. This is right. Pause them. Don't need them anymore. That'll get me 2 back. Put that all down. No, I am actually. Where's add that back in again, and then we'll cut the tree. I'm happy with that. That works out quite well. Obviously, I can do a thing off from that and not from that. And power is... let's have dirt then. And let's copy. So dirt is going to be added. There we go. So dirt's now coming. And then now I can start to think about how I want things to work. Do I mash that together? This is the flour. And the flour goes straight into the... Let's think about how this could be done. Let's get a storage here. Let's get it. No, that's not what I want. let's get the large. Let's get a couple of large storages. We'll keep this in the center for obvious reasons, so I can go down and have a path. They're going to be for wheat, and the reason why is these need the wheat. I'm trying to get it in my mind here. Then we can have another 2 here. And they'll be... That's wheat. Although we're not going to get any wheat at this precise moment. That's wheat flour, which I'll copy this down to there. That's wheat flour, that's wheat flour. And then what I'd like to have... remember, this doesn't need power. I'm going to do that, and maybe on the back of that, well, let's just do that, and that. Then, see the bakery, as you can see, I either do it that way or I do it that way. I'm not really using I'm not using this anyway, so I might as well just do that. And obviously that then will allow me to put more stuff on there. We need it's gonna get to the stage where I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to accomplish this task. I don't want to blast down here, but I want the water to come this way. And obviously it's going to cascade, which means I might be able to increase the speed a bit. But I want these. Means I'm going to have to blast down here, just in this channel. Or I'm going to have to make a underwater one which comes out here, because I think this would be the level. I think even if I made an underwater one, it would come up and over the rise. That way then I could get these two. I'd put something and basically suck out the bad water as much as I can. Unfortunately though, let's think that though. Yes. Now I didn't think of that, but now I just thought about it. There's no reason why I couldn't use a see if I use a mechanical, how the hell it won't allow me to start into something. So I couldn't put it in a tank and then it would stop. It would just carry on. So the mechanical won't work. I can use it to put it from one place to the other. So what I could do for start off is I cut this off, chuck a mechanical here and push it through, but it wouldn't produce enough power. This is why I need to keep this going, because there's no other ones here that I can redirect to go into here to produce the power for the dirt excavator. So again, that's another situation that I need to sort out. Wheat is at 57%. We've got the cotton. We've still got enough. I've got enough of everything. I haven't got a wheat anyway, but that's. I'm now sort of contemplating. Now we got some of this done. Some of this has been pushed together. It may actually be a complete and utter thing to just do. But this is going to be the wheat flour. I think it probably won't even be wide enough that, so I might have to do the extra one anyway. For example, if I do this, yeah, you see, I could do it there, which isn't too much of a worst idea. Yeah, let's do it there for now. I'm not convinced it's going to make much of a difference anyway. Let's just see how many of these bakeries I could get. I could get 4. 5, I should say, not 4. And that'll absolutely trash the wheat into there. Now, the problem is the wheat goes into here. This then goes from here into here. Then this goes into here, but we've got nothing, absolutely zero, once it's done into bread. So, I need, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you flipping what. No, that's not going to work. Ew. Bomb cheeks. I don't care. I'm going to make the decision of filling all this in. The reason why is the storage. Is this here. So I'm going to use this to basically store the bread that comes out from there. Now that's not going to be enough either, because once this kicks itself in, it's going to be loads. So I might just do this as well. So that now is being filled in. That should give me another line. I'm trying to get more close to where the industry... Although saying that though, thinking about it now, why not? Why not think about a different place? A place where I can store it better and not just here. Yeah, I'll think about that now. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of this and just leave this like this, and then we'll work out the rest from there. I did say that I was going to have a sort of a central place where food could be, you know, like this here. Like I've got this. I want a sort of a central place. Now, obviously, I can't put it there. There is a potential to fill some of this in. This isn't used. I mean, I'm not actually using this anyway. What have we got in... Well, I will have them, won't I? Because I've already used them. Not them. Contamination barrier. I can contaminate this. So I don't think you can get contaminated by walking through that. I don't think so. I don't particularly really know, to be honest. I'd like to get all this cut down. That'd be nice. Yeah, I might. Um, Or how much power have I got here? How much am I using? Is the 100? What am I using? Yes. Well, this is going exceptionally well. What do I need? Again, I need quite a lot. How are we doing? We're actually not. We're at 500, but I've got the 3,000 and climbing because I could get. No. I can only get one in there. We'll copy that. Paste that into there. That's another one. It saves us blowing it up. That's my thinking behind it. And they are at 100%, and we are using all the because they're going to sleep. I always get this wrong. I was thinking about taking this down. I've now got 18,000, so I don't really need to worry. Now we start to think about getting other things on the, something like that. We can't obviously get that there because it won't allow me to do that unless I move this potential headache out of the way. Now, this how many kind of get in there? Only one. That's a bit of a pity. I'd like to get a 2 in there, but I can't. That's not true if I do it the way I was going to do it. If you think, if I do this and go yes, I have got some bad water. I could blow this one up and that would give me the 2, because it's not really used and the ladder's there. And then I could take this down and get the second one behind there. Obviously, I've got the centrifuge being powered, but I could turn these off eventually as well. So there is that. So let's get that going now. This is 600, and I'll dump that there. So I just want that one at the moment. Now there's no space. What's this cocktail? Why is that there? Oh, I know why that's there. Cocktail roots. Ah, that isn't going to work to what I want. I am going to have to use this. I've just realised that this and this and this and this are for this. But I've got the cocktail cracker roots to think about as well, which I've got going. If you look here, I've got 2 of these, I've got 4 of these, and I've got 4 of them going. But I've got no storage because this needs to be flour This is wheat flour. This is wheat, sorry. So this should actually technically have another setting. Yes. I'll put the result in here. You'll see what I mean. I'm trying to work it out myself here. I was thinking I might blast this down to there. That then could be this mega storage situation. I'll build it up. I can build it up, not build it down. It'd be nice to actually build it up, ready. And build that out to have a storage where I could have 4 of these going. And then relink some of these to that, which should then relink to something else. And we're not really using this situation either. But it's all come on. It's all coming on. And it's all good. What is that all stopping? I have no idea. Right, let's look at this line. I know this is absolutely bonkers, but I summoned it bonkers. It's bonkers. Look, see, we can't do that, but what we could do. Actually, that's not quite correct. Bearing in mind that I think, I know this is absolutely stupid, but if that went on there, I'm trying to cut down as much as not have to blow up, but I know that has to be higher because of this. Although that's saying that though, if I've got to take that out, why not just blow this section here to flatten it to make sure this was correct? Because if I've got to increase it by 5, I'm already taking it down by 8. So really, is that much of an issue? I don't think so. And do that. But obviously we're going to have to wait for this to be built. So, and then we'll get this going. I'm keeping an eye on this food. The food is what I'm worried about. Sorry about that. I just had to have a mass slurp of tea. Trouble is, when you're talking a lot, you can get very dry. I always like to describe what my ideas are, because obviously if you buy the game or whatever, yeah, I'm gonna have to fill this back in, unfortunately, because I've cut that corner off. But okay, whatever. It is what it is. But once it's gone down flat, I'll get rid of it because I can't do any more with it. The idea is that I'm not blowing the thing up. I'm using it as what it's intended for. Dirt is at 800. I wish this would build. Oh, that's the reason why planks has basically evaporated. Logs has evaporated really as well. We're chomping through too much. Let me do this. I'm going to get this done, and then I'm going to obviously... Why on anything that's holy did that isn't the same time as that? I never get dandelions in this. The only reason why you want dandelions in that selection is for antitoxic. So yeah, so we'll be losing some, but we're gaining some. It may be time to add another set on there, but I'm going to have to increase the food situation, which we're now getting the wheat back, so that's good. The wheat's coming in. It's got double the amount of wheat here. Ah, right, so that's good. We're now getting the boom boom. So let's get some storage. We'll flip that one. We're gonna use this for the badwater. We're going to go there. So we got the 2 badwaters. That's gonna give us 600 badwater. I'm gonna get rid of this. Well, I would get rid of it if it would actually decide to. That's better. Obviously, I haven't got much badwater left either, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. I think it'll allow me to do that. It's like, where do I want to take the bad water from? Do I want to take the bad from here because it's close to the zip line-ish? Which would make sense. That needs to go. Although I do have this already built. Yeah, let's take it from here. Right. So I'll get I'll get 3. The thing is this is the problem is which zip line? Now that zip line goes to there, which then goes to there. The problem being is this cannot be zipped in from here. I'm going to take this out because I'd want to get to this one. Now, there's no reason why I could do a ladder down here. Not a ladder, stairs down here to there. And do that to there. Bearing in mind, this one was the one. It's this one here. This is the one that we care about. Is I suppose I could do the path to there, because obviously this is where the bad water is going to be, which then it's actually used by the centrifuge. It's also used obviously by that as well. So we need to get it there. Don't particularly need all that. We could do this, and now I can have this, and now I can rotate this. Don't care the angle. I'm not worried about that it's here. I just want them two to be in. It looks terrible. I mean, it's got some, because they're different, but it doesn't. This will probably not be enough. Yeah, it's at 67%. I, at the moment, don't have enough treated to... I've got enough resin. Yeah, I've got enough resin here. When this is all cut down, when this is all the resin is cut down and it's redoing it, I'll put them trees down and then I'll replant. They don't take too long to run. Why is that getting a bit injured? Ah, right, okay. Have we got some injured beavers? Like, ooh, we got some injured beavers. That's a bit of a problem. That is a bit of a problem. Well-being. Medical bed. You could get a couple of medical beds there. That could go. Oh yeah, pig. Just put them that way around. Hold on. And put them that way around. I'm just keeping an eye on the time because you know what I'm like. I do get a bit. Do go over the hour very often on this. I did say about getting a zip line from here. That's gonna have to get picked up out of my flipping bit. Let's get a before we close our this down. I'm going to turn this into here, and then we're going to do that, and that. So my idea is if I don't know how far. Quite actually. I'll now get this, this, and this connected. This connected. I'm going to put another zip line in here. I'll put the. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be massively close. And that's 15, but what the hell? And then we'll do this. It's 14. It's almost the same actually. Anyway, probably would have been no, because that would have been 14. Probably would have been here, but it doesn't really matter. The reason why is that I'll go to there, it'll come in here. It will zip around there. It will then zip around on this one, which means it can come down here in there in this tanks, which these tanks are then used as that for that and that. So you can see the madness. Obviously, I could have potentially done it a slightly different way, but yes, I'm gonna need a lot more medical. This will be coming to well-being, I think. I think I can do the same here. Yes, I can. The problem if you don't do this is they won't work. So basically, they're eating up your food and things, but they're not working. Eating up their food, I should say. Anyway, things have happened. Things are all going. It's all up and running. Everything's now starting to come through a lot faster than obviously we were before. I'm gonna do this. I just asked for this thing, and then I'll. That way I can use this flat, and then we'll probably put some food situation here or something, and it needs to be kept in nice, tidy order. I think. My food is going down slightly, but I'm gonna need to. Once I've solved all this, then it should be relatively fine. Obviously, the wheat's going to take a while to. It's going to take a while to come in, and again, I'm going to have another one there. I'm going to have another one because I just cannot take this up fast enough. But anyway, we will see you in the next play where we are going to do more dirt excavators. What's the exclusiveness of that? Where we probably get another 3 in here. I am going to have to increase that. Now I'm obviously going to have to think about how the douchebag I'm going to do that without going through this. It may have to be some sort of tunneling system. Now I've got the tunnels here, which I'll enable. I'll do that, and then while I think on, I've got 16,000 left, so I've enabled the tunnels, the excavator, and then we got. I'm gonna have to enable these as well because I'm gonna want at least double and a 3. It's expensive, but I got 16,000. I'm not worried. Anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoy that. We will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.